A major Australian Republican group told Express.co.uk that Prince Charles will not hold the same level of support for the royal family as Queen Elizabeth II when he takes the throne. National Director of the Australian Republic Movement, Sandy Biar, told Express.co.uk that some of his members still warmed to the Queen and respected her service but were put off by Prince Charles ascending to the throne. Mr. Biar explained the Prince of Wales' political posturing has raised concerns among some Australians who believe it is not the role of the monarch to get involved in politics. When asked if there was anything the royal family could do to change Australian minds on republicanism, Mr. Biar said unless there was a radical change from Prince Charles, then more and more people would move towards removing the monarch as head of state. Speaking to Express.co.uk, Mr. Biar was asked for his opinions on the royal family and the specific disagreements he has over them. Mr. Biar explained, "Look, I think it is fair to say that most Australians have a positive view of the Queen. They feel overall that she served the UK very well and has been a good leader for the UK. But I don't think Australians have the same view about the success of Prince Charles, who doesn't have near the same level of support. Prince Charles would have to turn into a radically different person than he has been during his adult life. We've seen constant political interventions from him, from congratulating an Australian Governor-General who controversially sacked an elected Australian government, to the Black Spider memos, and more recent campaigning on economic and environmental policy. So, from what we see, he is an eclectic activist at heart, which really stands in stark contrast to what you'd expect from a head of state in a constitutional monarchy." Earlier in the interview, Mr. Biar also addressed how Prince Harry and Meghan were not helping the cause of the royal family. He explained Prince Harry showed the problem of hereditary rule as individuals were thrust into positions of power regardless of whether they or other people want them to be there. In Australia, the Governor-General acts as the Queen's representative and carries out several duties on her behalf. In 2020, a letter from Prince Charles was made public after he wrote to a former Australian Governor-General, Sir John Kerr, backing his decision to dismiss Prime Minister Gough Whitlam. The letter, written in the mid-1970s, said, "What you did last year was right and the courageous thing to do, and most Australians seem to endorse your decision when it came to the point." More letters to politicians were unearthed from the early 2000s, known as the Black Spider memos. These letters found Prince Charles had private correspondence with UK political leaders, which brought into question the neutrality of the future king. But while most of the letters were seen to be relatively harmless, the reveal caused alarm bells for critics of the royal family, as they feared they would be trying to involve themselves more in politics in the future. Prince Charles was also one of the main figures at the COP26 summit, where he delivered several speeches and networked with world leaders. Australia held a referendum on turning into a republic in 1999, which would have seen the Queen replaced by a head of state chosen by Parliament. The referendum lost with 54% voting no, with many analysts arguing the system which would replace the royal family was not well liked. Mr. Biar told Express.co.uk his group would be presenting a new campaign in the next few months, which he teased would address the issues of the referendum.